Sa dirmi l'ora? Che ora è? Che ore sono? These three phrases basically all mean the same thing. What time is it? But when should you use one or the other one? What is the difference here? And then how do you answer that? Asking and telling the time is something that we do in any language, including Italian. And that's what we're going to see today together. As always, download this episode guide at italianmatters.com/22. Iniziamo! Ciao e bentornato, bentornata, bentornati. Hello and welcome back to Italian Grammar Made Easy. Sono Margherita, language trainer and content creator for Italian learners, and host of this podcast. Today we are going to talk about time in Italian, including how to ask for the time and how to answer, the 24-hour clock, the parts of the day, and other things you should know about time in Italy. Let's start with the parts of the day. In Italian, the day is divided into 4 parts. La mattina, the morning, il pomeriggio, the afternoon, la sera, the evening, and la notte, the night. Conventionally, we can say that the morning goes from around 5 to 6 a.m. to about noon. The afternoon goes from around noon to 4 to 5 p.m. The evening goes from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. midnight. And finally, the night from midnight to 6 a.m. Obviously, this does not mean that we can't change this order a little. So, if we say sono le 4 del mattino, it's 4 in the morning and not sono le 4 della notte, it's 4 in the night. It's not that somebody will come after you telling you are wrong because the morning starts at 6 a.m. Possiamo cambiare questo ordine un po'. But usually these are the times that we see in Italian for the parts of the day. Now to the 24-hour clock. In Italy, the 24-hour clock is much more common than the 12-hour clock. That means that once we reach 12 p.m., we continue counting. So it's not 1 p.m., it's 13. It's not 2 p.m., it's 14. It's not 3 p.m., it's 15, and so on. If you're traveling to Italy, it's a good idea to get used to the 24-hour clock, because if you go to the train station, for example, or if you're looking at the times that a museum is open, you're going to find the 24-hour clock. For example, il museo chiude alle 18. The museum closes at 6 p.m., which is 18 in Italian. Since we continue counting, the AM and PM words are not used after the number. After 23, which is 11 p.m., we do not get 24, but rather 00. So for midnight in Italian, we use 00 and not 24 or 12 a.m. If we want to, we can divide the 24 hours of the day in 2 parts of 12 hours, with the difference that instead of using AM and PM, we add the preposition del and then the part of the day. For example, dal mattino, in the morning, del pomeriggio, in the afternoon, della sera, in the evening. So you can say sono le 2 del pomeriggio, it's 2 in the afternoon, instead of sono le 14, it's 2 p.m. You will still be understood, but the 24-hour clock is much more common in Italy. Now, how to ask about the time? There are a lot of different phrases that we can use. For example, che ora è? Che ora è? Che ore sono? Che ore sono? The meaning of these two questions is just one. What time is it? We can also say sa dirmi l'ora? Sa dirmi l'ora? Could you tell me the time? Or potrebbe dirmi che ore sono? Potrebbe dirmi che ore sono? Could you tell me what time it is? Both of these questions are quite formal, so if we happen to ask for the time to a stranger, we can use these two questions and be a little more formal. The next step is to respond. How do we respond with the time? First, let's start with the verb. Usually in Italian we use the verb essere in the third person plural. So the sono form followed by the hour. For example, sono le 5. That means it's 5 a.m. Sono le 19. That means it's 7 p.m. When we want to say that it's 1, noon or midnight, we change the sono to e. And with e, make sure that you are opening your mouth. This is an open vowel, e, and not e. So we say è l'una, which means it's 1 a.m. È mezzogiorno, it's noon. È mezzanotte, it's midnight. After the hour, we want to add the minutes. And to do that, we can say e, which means and, plus the number of minutes, plus minuti, minutes. For example, sono le 5:10. It's 5 a.m. and 10 minutes. You're not required to use minuti here. We can add this word, but if you don't use it, you will still be understood that the 10, the 10, the number in second place, refers to minutes. For 15 minutes, we can say e 15 minuti or e un quarto. For 30 minutes, we can say e 30 minuti or e mezza or e mezzo. It's exactly the same, e mezzo, e mezza. And if it is 5 o'clock, we can say sono le 5 in punto. It's 5 o'clock, in this case a.m. So these are the main ways to talk about the time in Italian. Whether you are taking a train or if you're going to a museum, it's a good idea to understand how time works in Italy. And if you find yourself in an Italian street, why not put to practice what you learned today? Just ask a stranger. Sa dirmi l'ora? Could you tell me the time? It's a fun way to practice the language. Grazie mille di essere stata qui con me oggi. Thank you so much for spending some time with me here today. Ci sentiamo di nuovo giovedì prossimo. We'll talk again next Thursday. Ciao!